So we're here for another Bright Side season. This is season 19. It's our 10th year, and we're back to the interviews. And this right now is for the film Borrowed Time. Why don't you guys start out and say like what you did on the film and things like that. So Natalie and Jason.
Okay. I'm Natalie. I'm the director, writer, and producer of Borrowed Time.
My name is Jason. I am the DP, director of photography, and editor of Borrowed Time.
And Grace?
My name is Grace Curry, and I played Dr. Sylvana Brody.
So how did you come up with the concept for this?
So Borrowed Time was written as a piece for my production management class, and I've always really wanted to make a borderline science fiction horror film. And I was very inspired by a song from a musical that is called Borrowed Time from Frank Wildhorn's Death Note musical. I'm a very large anime fan and a fan of the musical. And something about the song and the specific scene just really spoke out to me. And I wanted to include the aesthetics in that scene and kind of just make like a story about being able to see people for who they truly are on the inside rather than the outside. So I that is the story I wanted to tell, and using the aesthetics and the inspiration from the musical and the song. And
Jason, how'd you come about being the DP?
Well, I don't know. I'm dating like the director, so that kind of helped. The second one was, I don't know. I think I'm really well versed in camera. More or less, I think I'm very well put of where to put the camera, of where to like put it, because in my eyes, it's not the camera is an asset. It is another person of a film. So you really want to put it somewhere where you're like, oh, this is gonna be engaging. Like this is where I really want to see what these characters are, you know.
And Grace, how did the auditioning process go for you?
So I'm friends with the girl who also wrote the music, who is it's like the end credit sequence for the film. Her name is Mari Jaramillo Bienvenido, and she actually reached out to me and asked if I would be if I had the availability in my schedule to work on this project. And I was super excited because this is like my first film project I've ever done. And it was like in the middle of the school semester, and I was like, yes, I would 100% love to do this. And then I got like the concept kind of explained to me, and then I just kind of like from there I just kind of like went on to set the first day, and I was just like super pumped to be a part of it.
And this was a class assignment, a school assignment?
Yes, it was a school assignment. So the end goal for this class, it was a producing class, but the end goal was that each of the films in the class would be screened at the local AMC theater. So the first cut of this film, not the final cut that's in the festival, a few changes were made for the sake of the class and for the sake of my grade, because we did still have to follow certain guidelines. So it was screened at the local AMC theater. I just graduated from, and Grace still currently goes to DeSales University in Pennsylvania. Fantastic school. Just going to put a plug right there.
Yeah. I know that school. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, you know DeSales?
Yeah, I do. Well, I'm a teacher. I know a lot of the colleges and then all the film programs and things like that. So, or TV, film, broadcasting, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, so that's great. So you're all done then?
Yep. Well, Jason and I were both actually oh my gosh, now it's August. In like 27 days, we're going to be starting our getting our master's degrees in film at the City College of New York. So
wow.
So we're not done yet. Yeah. We're not done yet.
Still on the grind.
That's pretty cool. Coming to New York. Where are you guys located now?
We are from New York.
Yeah, we're from Staten Island.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Oh, cool. Well, that's great. Not too far.
Yeah.
That's awesome. What about you, Grace? Where are you from?
I'm like an hour away from DeSales. I live closer to the Philadelphia area.
Not too bad. There's a lot of films going on, a lot of filming in Philly as well.
Mm-hmm.
A lot going on. Yeah. So how long did it take to, the whole process for this short?
It
Or at least the filming part anyway. It was like
Oh, the
3-4
filming
days.
part?
Well, yeah, well, I know the whole process. Writing takes a long time. Like, how many days is filming?
A
Oh,
week?
3 days.
3? Oh, okay.
Literally, it was 3 days. We
Mhm.
did the first day was in the basement. We filmed
Yep.
the middle of the film and the very ending of the film on the first day. And then the following 2 days were just full night times. They were long. On the last day, on our way driving to set, my tire popped and we lost some hours of shooting. But shout out to my first AD, Danielle, who kept us on track and rolling throughout the entire thing. And even just the entire crew just being so dedicated and just willing to work. And especially with Grace, because Grace killed it as per usual. And our other actress, Emma, who really just, everyone just came in like super prepared and ready despite the setbacks that we did have on set. Like, it was a phenomenal experience, and it's one that I would definitely, of course there were hiccups and bumps in the roads, but I think as a filmmaker, I've definitely learned from it, and I feel very confident to go on to another project and want to work with these people again. Grace, I have you. I'm gonna get you for another project. This
my
will
God,
not be the
please.
last time.
Thank you. I would love it again.
Absolutely, that's cool. So was it? So you were directing this and writing it, and for the other, was everyone else in the class? Would they have their groups too, or did you have to like jump around and do something else in another group, or how does that work?
It was all, well, it wasn't all independent. It started out being independent where everyone in the class had to be a producer for a film. You could either write and direct your own, or you could produce somebody else's.
Okay.
A good chunk of the people in my class decided to produce and write their own. But if you weren't able to do that, then you can go and produce someone else's film. So you were able to like collaborate. Because I had shot mine earlier than a lot of other people's, I didn't really have a second producer, so I did a lot of the producing work on my own. But I'm glad that I did, because I want to be a producer. So again, great experience. So.
Yeah. And Grace, what about you in the getting into character? How hard was that?
So the character, I got like a synopsis of what, you know, like her vibe was overall, and I am like the exact opposite of a serious person, and I've never been interested in like the science field or anything like that. So what I did was, I do this for like every character, like in theater, because I have like a theater background more so than film. I'll make like a playlist on Spotify with songs that I think are like the general vibe of the character. Like, I think one of the songs I had on there was Who Is She by iMonster, and I think it's just like, it just like kind of builds that atmosphere of like kind of the suspense and like almost the fear, but more so like the mystery that I felt like was like the presence of the film itself, and also the character, because it's like a finite amount of time that you get to know Sylvana and the girl and Cayman Brown's character, Mr. Jude. And I think that the overall message of the film being about like being able to see the good without like knowing that much else about it. I'm kind of like not answering the question, but going on a huge tangent here.
No, it's good.
I think like so much of why I loved the final project of the film that I saw at the AMC screening, and just the process as a whole, was there's so much that we don't know about these characters, and so I have to like figure that out for myself. I have to fill in the gaps that like may never get filled like to the audience, but just like building the different layers of that character, it was really fun to kind of like answer questions in my head that like nobody else was even going to ask.
How was the screening, AMC? How cool did it feel to have it play in the AMC theater in front of people?
I've got like oh sorry.
No. Who was that question directed at?
I was just going to say, I brought like half my family. We took up like almost an entire row. And we were just sitting there. It was so crazy. It was really cool. It was awesome to see like, because I saw a bunch of people. I saw like Emma from across the theater. I was like waving. I was like, hey. And then we saw it, and we had like the huge poster with the art by I believe oh my gosh, the name is slipping me. Who did the art for the poster?
Isis.
Yes. Oh my gosh, gorgeous. It was so cool to have like that experience with everyone who like was involved, just all being there to celebrate. It was really cool.
How about you guys when you saw it for the first time in the theater?
You can.
I've been publishing stuff on YouTube for years, like little skits I've had, and I'm like, this is gonna be exactly like me just watching it on my big TV in my living room. And I get to the theater and I see it, and I'm like, this is totally different. this is like way different because like maybe the TV in like your living room, you have like 10 people, like max, and some of them your friends. This is like hundreds of people, and there's like a lot of them that don't even know me. They're like, who is Jason? Who is this guy?
Yeah.
So they're looking at it and they're like, oh, it's great. And I'm like, they saw it and they were like, oh, it's great. And I was like, oh my God, it was amazing. Like, honestly, this is probably one of the reasons I will continue doing film for like the rest of my life. It's just an amazing experience to go to a theater and see my film up there. It's great.
It's great. Yeah. I could remember the first one I directed, and just watching the audience the whole time is pretty wild. But also, like my students, I teach film in high school, and we have a film festival at the end of the year at Smodcastle Cinemas, which is Kevin Smith's movie theater.
Mm.
So they play. We try and sell out that theater, and people from the town watch their films, and you never know who's going to walk in the door from the movie's clerks and stuff like that. So, so Kevin's right here in town, and they're actually showing a film right now. And he's in the audience. He's in the audience right now. All weekend they're doing a retrospect and for all his films, and people are here to see his films. And then he does a Q&A. So even him, who's been doing it since as long as I can remember, he always sits in the movie theater and watches people's reactions to his movies. And every so often you hear himself laughing in the background. So it's a cool thing.
When you laugh at your own joke, that's when it's the funniest.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, and in film, is this the how many have you put it in other film festivals as well?
Yes, this so a lot of my college journey was becoming confident in my work, and even so, I do still feel iffy with Borrowed Time because I'm someone who it takes a while for me to really appreciate my work and really take it as I did the best I can do. I know that I will continue to make. So I have done festivals before. We actually, Jason and I, we went to the Brightside Tavern last year for Round Reel because the last film that I had in the film festival circuit, Ballad of a Perma Virgin, played at Brightside. So we were actually there. So we're really excited to come back.
It's a little bit different. Round Reel's a little small thing compared to this one. It's crazy.
I saw the photos online. I was like, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
The one in March was like sold out. I don't know about the sets sometimes in the summer with the college sets or the high school sets. Sometimes they're packed, sometimes they're empty. But later that night, at like 5 o'clock, we have a retro. So it's our 10-year anniversary. So films that won for the past 10 years, the filmmakers are coming back and they're screening their films in the sets. And these sets are going to be awesome.
That's amazing.
So some movies, like some people that are, made a lot of features and stuff since they're short, but they're coming back to show their short. And so there's going to be a lot of filmmakers there Saturday night from old films that won. So it's going to be really cool.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
So that's a close. And then all day Sunday, there's films all day Sunday. When Sunday's the nutty day where it's like sold out screenings and things like that. But it's still a good experience and a lot of fun.
That's
so
we're super excited to be there. So
yeah, we're looking forward to it. It should be a fun time. Yeah. So are you working on anything right now?
It's funny. I had this question asked to me. I when I go home from work, I have a friend that I take the bus with, and he asked me. He's also a filmmaker. He was like, "Oh, are you working on any project right now?" And I said, "I wish." But I do currently have a film in post-production that I used a lot of the crew people from Borrowed Time on. It's a sci-fi comedy written in the style of Young Sheldon, I've been told.
Never seen any episodes of Young Sheldon ever.
Grace, that's what Sophia Tuhig told me. She said, I read this script and it seems a lot like Young Sheldon.
That is so funny. Well, Young Sheldon's great, so
it's a great show, yeah.
I wanted to have it out of post-production. I wanted it to be done like a couple weeks ago, but I got I just started working full time, so it's been a little bit difficult for me too. But it should be in the film festival circuit very, very soon. So I'm very excited about that.
And then young Sheldon took it from another show, which was my favorite show of all time, The Wonder Years.
Uh,
I've heard that show. I've heard it's good.
yeah.
Oh, that's the best show. So, and I love that show since I was little. I actually, I know a lot of the actors from that show now as an adult, and I got to meet the whole family,
That's
except for the
amazing.
one main guy wasn't there. So I went and took a photo with the whole family, and they're like, "Welcome to our family." And I was like, "I'm like cousin CJ," and I got it's like a family portrait with me with that family, and I grew up watching on TV.
Yeah, that's
It-
awesome.
That's so
It's nuts.
cute. My goodness.
I was so excited. They're like, "Welcome to Thanksgiving dinner with our family." I'm like, "Oh my god!"
Aw.
A lot of fun. But yeah, so it's a good time, a lot of fun, and we're excited for it. What about you, Grace? Do you have any projects you're working on?
Not projects currently, but I am planning on studying abroad in London for this upcoming semester.
Wow.
So hopefully, like seeing all the theater and stuff down there. So
There's a
that'll be
lot of theater. It's big theater out there in London.
so much. I can't wait.
Yeah, that's really big. That's cool. I had the opportunity when I was in college to go study in London, and I declined it. I didn't do it. I stayed on campus because I ran the radio station and things like that. So I didn't take it. My other friend took the opportunity and he loved it. So
It was hard because like I don't want to miss the shows and stuff that we're doing here, but I'm like, this is like once in a lifetime. I gotta
It
go.
it's a great opportunity. You got to do it. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So it was funny because earlier today, I was talking to a theater company that they did all these plays and then they started to make short films of their plays they did. But
Ooh.
That's a good
yeah,
idea.
so that was earlier today. So there's a lot of people that come are a lot of theater actors who have went the film route a little bit, but also still do theater. So there'll be a lot of them there, a lot of theater people there as well. So it's right next to New York, Jersey City. So, see a lot of people. You never know who you're going to run into at the
Yours
right
is
side.
public theater.
Oh my gosh, yes.
You never know. It's pretty funny. I was telling someone the other day that I guess it was in the March one. Guy came up to me. He's like, I looked to my right and I saw a guy from the Clerks movie, and then I looked to my left and there was a Soprano. He's like, this. I go, only in New Jersey. Only in New Jersey. Just in the audience watching the movies. That's it.
Oh my
Had nothing to do with it, but just hanging out. I'm like, yep. That's typical. That's typical. I tell people I was in LA. I told people that. They're like, what? I'm like, yeah. Just nonchalantly, they just came into the bar and watching the movies. You never know. But yeah, so thanks for giving me a few minutes. Is there anything you want to promote? Any your handles or any way we can reach you or see any of your work?
I'm active on Instagram, McCinema Films, which is my literal last name. It's McCluskey, so
So you want to spell that out?
MC Cinema Films. Very
Cool.
easy to know.
Yeah.
I say, Grace, if you want to go beforehand, I'll go last. I don't care.
Oh, please. Yeah, my Instagram, grace.curry, and then the curry has 3 Y's at the end because grace.curry was taken. If you're ever in the Allentown area, come to DeSales University, see a show. It'll be a great time.
I like Allentown. I'm a big IPA guy. There's a lot of breweries around there.
There are a lot.
I went there. I maybe hit like 2 or 3. I'm like, there's more?
There's like one on every corner.
I got to go back.
And Bloomfields and DeSales University, which you should come see a show at. But yeah,
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah.
Act one,
Absolutely.
phenomenal.
Mm.
Yes, yes.
What about you, Natalie?
So my Instagram is nmahoney MAHONEY films. Very simple. And my YouTube channel is just Natalie Mahoney, just my name. So I post a lot of my stuff on there. But yeah.
Great. Well, thanks for giving me a few minutes tonight, and hopefully we'll see you next week. Next week. I can't believe it's next
Thank
week
you so
already.
much,
Thank
Chris.
you.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, I'm not ready for this, but I'll get this thing up sooner or later. I'll try to get it up there on our Facebook page, our YouTube, and then on our website as well.
Awesome.
It's gonna be great.
Yeah.
Thanks so much.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.